weird. Just weird.
Good, grand, wonderful.
Okay, there we go. We're back here. All right, so yes, your guys' thoughts on the defensive line position here.
So we're including the outside linebacking edge rushers?
Yeah, outside linebackers. Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
I find it funny that the team that always complains how they never have a defensive line or stud edge rusher is letting one walk and then not signing any in the Falcons. You finally kind of had a guy in Judon, and you're just like, 1 year, we don't really need him anymore.
I don't know if Judon even had a good year last year, but nonetheless, I don't know. I think Judon's still very serviceable. He was phenomenal for the Patriots, and then obviously went to the Falcons. I don't know if he had the best year. Zadarius Smith is just a dude.
At every turn though, that team just decides we don't want it. You had a chance to be there last season. You draft a quarterback instead, and now you just have Kirk Cousins on as a hostage.
Yeah, it's true.
Also, Shaq Thompson, Dom's guy, he's out there in free agency. Eric Kendricks, he's also there. Willie Gay Jr. is there. Josh Uche.
Campbell, Isaiah Simmons, who's still
hey, your guy, Dom. Anthony Walker Jr., he's available.
Just a bunch of dudes, middle linebackers.
Shaq Barrett.
Yeah, Shaq Barrett. But
Shaq Barrett.
Is he still down to play?
Well, he was about to come back and play for the Eagles this season, and then the whatever team it was, Florida team said no, we're not going to activate him enough, so you can actually whatever it worked is they basically said no, screw you as a team for a guy that's not playing.
I mean, there's still guys out there. This is like the receiver market. There's still guys out there. People are going to get assessed and whatever teams think they need.
See, I think this one's a lot more like running back, though. They're going to guys are going to trickle these lowering numbers, and then there's going to be kind of a rush after the draft.
I genuinely liked Isaiah Simmons for the Giants. I thought he was one of the very few players on that team that were better than what the rest of the team was. And he's still young. He's still 26.
Played nickel.
Oh, yeah. I don't know exactly. I'm surprised he didn't go just because out of all these dudes that are still kind of out there, they're all older, and he's the young one.
I think he's kind of done now. Nobody's been able to figure out what to do with him.
That is another part, but I'm sure someone's going to take it as a project. I can guarantee you.
Joe Tryon, he went from former first-round pick of the Bucks. He's a Brown. Devin Bush stays in the Browns. Elena Roberts goes to the Falcons.
That's actually pretty big, though, that Tryon left. That was Todd Bowles' guy. That was his, I don't know what to do, so I'll just blitz this guy.
That's kind of how Shaquille Barrett was.
He's available.
Yeah.
Let's see. I could go to cornerback here. Let's break this down here. The Giants, they got one of my favorite guys, Paulson Adebo from the Saints. He got 3 years and $54 million. Carlton Davis, it says on here he got 3 years, $54 million, but there are reports that he got $60 million. I wonder what the actual numbers are, so we're going to see when those get out here. Travarius Ward, a lot of people. 3 years, $54 million. Paulson Adebo went to the Giants. Carlton Davis went to the Patriots. Travarius Ward went to the Colts. Byron Murphy stays with the Vikings. Everyone just signed for the same amount. Nate Hobbs stays with the Pack. 4 years, $48 million. DJ Reed, he heads to the Motor City. 3 years, $48 million. Brandon Stevens replaces DJ Reed on the Jets. 3 years, $36 million. Jordan Lewis, he heads out of Dallas into Jacksonville. 3 years, $30 million. Christian Fulton, he leaves the Chargers. He goes to the Chiefs for $20 million on a 2-year deal. Mike Hughes stays in Atlanta. 3 years, $18 million. Michael Jackson, he stays with the Panthers. 2 years, $14.5 million. Dante Jackson, he heads to the Chargers. Isaiah Rodgers, he goes from the Eagles up to the Vikings. Darius Slay makes the cross-country trip with Gainwell to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Michael Ford, he gets a 2-year deal with the Falcons. And Yeah, Eccles, he goes to the Steelers. Isaiah Oliver stays with the Jets. Jonathan Jones, he goes to the Commanders. Eric Stokes, he goes from the Packers to the Raiders. And some of the big name cornerbacks available: Jeff Okudah, Kendall Fuller, Stephon Gilmore. How much does he have left in the tank? James Bradbury. How much does he have left in the tank? Russell Douglas is there. Mike Hilton, C.J. Henderson, Shaquille Griffin is also there. Trey White, Ronald Darby, to name some of these guys. But
yeah, dude, I don't know. Other than like Akuda, and that's a big maybe, and then maybe Gilmore as the 1-year deal thing that he does and plays solid, but not spectacular, just like whatever. Other than like a couple of these dudes, there's really not much of a cornerback market. Just a bunch of guys that are just going to be deep in a lineup, like Jalen Mills and like maybe Cameron Sutton. I'm just
What does Will feel? Because he lost a good one, signed one back.
DJ Reed did not want to come back to the Jets. I can promise you that he was not going to deal with that stuff. I mean, I think he would have ended. I thought he would have liked, Wilkes and Glenn there on the defensive side of the ball, but Brandon Stevens, as the Ravens called him, he's a flag merchant. So that's that. So I'm pretty excited for some penalties this coming season.
Flag merchant is a wild name.
Yeah, just like shy whatever on the Thunder, he's a free throw merchant. Yeah. That's a debate for a different day.
I sent holding penalties incoming, I think is what I sent.
I don't know. I love Carlton Davis, the Patriots. Apparently, I was just reading Christian Gonzalez is super psyched about it. So like,
hey, you get a good complimentary too for him.
Yeah.
Can you play right here?
So hey, one of them is going to be Mac Jones' favorite target in preseason.
But it just, I don't know. This market's not. There's not much going on in this market. I'm sure we'll see names off this board, whatever. But it's not like anyone needs to go get a number one, and they're not. Asante Samuel Jr. is on there still. That's crazy. It's just whatever. Teams are gonna grab names. They're gonna be dudes that are on the field, and that's it. I don't know. I don't think it's too crazy.
Rock Yassin's on there too.
Yeah.
That's one of Dom's great Madden players.
There's it's just a bunch of threes or whatever, threes and depth, and the couple cornerback twos that are on here, and that's it. I don't know. Interesting market.
Let's head to the safeties altogether. Cameron Bynum, he leaves with his choreographic dances. He heads to the Colts, 4 years, $60 million. Trayvon Moehrig, he goes to Carolina, 3 years, $51 million. Javon Holland, he cashes in big with the Giants, 3 years, $45.3 million. Holy hell. Talanoa Hufanga, he goes to the Broncos, 3 years, $45 million. Justin Reed, somehow the Saints found money and were able to pay him just north of $10 million a year over 3 years. Eric Murray, he goes actually in the division. He stays in the division. He goes to the Jaguars, 3 years, $19.5 million. Jeremy Chin leaves the Commanders. He goes to Las Vegas, 2 years, $16 million. Andre Sisco, he goes to the Jets for $10 million on a single year. Xavier Woods, 2 years, $10 million. DeMar Hamlin re-signs. Jason Pinnock, he goes to the 49ers. Let's see. Elijah Campbell stays with the Dolphins. They pick up Ashton Javis. The Dolphins do, and that's really it there for the safeties market. Justin Simmons is available. Juan Thornhill is available. Marcus Epps. Would you want him to return to the Eagles?
No.
Nah, kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
And we also have the one trade too. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he got traded for Kenyon Green in a player trade plus a mid-round pick swap there in 2026.
Big sad.
We also did not mention Kair Elam. He goes to Dallas from the Buffalo Bills. 2 late-round picks go to Buffalo. And then Kenneth Murray got traded to Dallas for a 6th-round pick this year.
Did you mention? This is something that happened, right? Jeremy Chin, didn't he go to the Raiders?
Yes.
Yeah.
I just mentioned.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
A lot of names.
I do like the Justin Reed move. He matches there with Tyrann Mathieu. I don't even know if they even had lined up at the same time there when Matthew was in Kansas City. But it'd be interesting if they did. So that Chiefs defense is slowly becoming a Saints defense. So that's something to look at there. Also, the Ravens scheme is far different than the Jets scheme. That is true. I got to see what they're actually doing there in New York before quickly judging there. But yeah, that's it for the safeties, and there's really no other positions to talk about unless we want to do kickers. But no kickers are signed, no punters are signed. I'm sorry, there are punters. Okay, Riley Dixon, Tampa Bay, Sam Martin to the Carolina Panthers, Johnny Hecker goes to the Titans, Brian Anger stays with the Cowboys.
I'm just now clicking through and screwing around. What are the Bengals doing?
Yeah. Are they
Screwing themselves.
What are they doing?
zero, right? Just none?
Well, they have done they've retained a couple of guys. I know they poached Oren Burks from us.
They re-signed BJ Hill.
It's
Wow.
it's not gonna, you know.
I mean, they got rid of Alex Kappa finally, but like, I don't know. I'm just it annoys me when good players get wasted, as Dom knows from hockey.
Wow.
And then just again, Joe Burrow kind of did this himself with his contract. But geez, you can go out and sign these contracts.
Mm-hmm.
In the time that it's cost from the 2 quarterback signings, there's only one, I think, the $50 million number is the benchmark that they used. The Bengals have only signed 1, the Eagles have signed 8. So it can be done.
The Cowboys haven't signed the guy over $8 million in free agency since Greg Hardy 10 years ago.
Yeah, but look where they are. And they have progressively got worse since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I get that we kind of do things differently money-wise. We don't really pay in free agency, but at some point you gotta give. If you give Joe Burrow any help, you'll win. You were almost a playoff team with that bum defense and bum O-line, and you made a Super Bowl with that bum O-line and just a mediocre defense. So, geez, just little things is all it takes.
It's true. I'm looking at some of these, what Fox Sports saying winners and losers. I certainly think, the Bears did a lot of what they probably wanted to accomplish. Don't mind that. We'll see how the Patriots pays off because that's a variable thing.
I like the Bears. Very
Yeah.
pointed and not overindulgent moves.
That's what I think they accomplished what they really genuinely kind of would like to have accomplished. So I'll give them that. That's pretty solid. I mean, the Broncos didn't do too much, but I actually don't mind what they've done. They have the Colts on here as a winner, which I don't know how much I can stand behind that.
They did get a good couple pieces though, and Travarius Ward, Bynum. They replenished a secondary that was really depleted by week 6.
Maybe on that side of the ball, I can stand behind that. I think
but they also were pretty big losers because they ended up losing, their center and their best guard.
Well, Quentin Nelson is alive.
Yeah, but he did not have a good.
Apparently, he was an All-Pro over Landon Dickerson. So
that's kind of crazy.
But this brings me to this question here, because I do have a couple questions here set up. Who is your winner? Who's your top winner? It could be player or a team in free agency.
I can't say the Vikings because you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
So none of it matters.
That's super valid.
But I would like to say them. As far as I haven't dug that deep into who did well, I think the Commanders did an okay job.
Wow, they don't have the Commanders on here as that's some kind of
I mean, it's
surprise.
a lot of money in, money out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But getting Tunsil's big. Apparently, he had a lot of holding penalties this season.
Also, Ronnie Stanley had a ton of
Well,
Yeah, legal formation.
yeah. So
I got only when you played the Chiefs though.
flag merchant. Uh, I don't know, to be honest. As far as like if I don't know if I could just assign a clear winner to any one or
As
two
far-
teams.
I'm confused on what the Rams are doing
a little bit.
because you said you wanted to get younger and
Yeah.
shed money, yet you went out and spent on multiple receivers. You lost Marcus Robinson, but brought in Devontae Adams.
Lost Cooper Cup.
You're gonna just say I don't want Cooper Kupp anymore.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
You say you want to, and then you still go out and get Jimmy. Like you clearly wanted Jimmy G regardless. So why did you sign Stafford?
I don't really think anything changed the game for the Rams. I think they'll kind of.
They tried to really establish on the offensive side of the ball. They want to just see, hey, we were a 4th down away. Maybe, playing the overtime in Philadelphia, maybe being in the Eagles. They're there. They're there as a competitor in the NFC right now.
The snow made it so that game was close. If you think that they were really that close, you're fooling yourselves. We played them earlier in the season and dog walked them.
I don't know. The Rams, I think it's like nothing's going to change from last year to this year. It's just going to be like whatever, same, cool. I don't think it's a big deal, to be honest. I mean, honestly, what the Ravens did wasn't so bad. They're not on this list of winners that Fox Sports put on here. I'm kind of surprised. But
Justin Fields is a winner. Hey, he got his little bag. 30 mil.
I don't mind what the Ravens did. I'm not my clear winner or anything. I really don't know if you could just designate a clear winner. This wasn't an offseason where it was just like game changers, like whoever.
It's not like every offseason where it's like this guy goes here and your jaw's on the floor. There also hasn't been any free agent moves at like 3 a.m. when I wake up. And I'm a little sad over that.
Wednesday, the league year started today. The
That's
offseason is literally 1 day old.
That's
It's not over.
That's true, but seeing the names on the list, it's not like it's not
Because
incredible.
I don't know how many other Eagles fans listen to this, but we do this every year. Howie's quiet the first week of the first week besides the one last year, and we all freak out like, what is he doing? And then come June, he has a couple sneaky pickups and the draft, and then training camp opens and he goes out and takes somebody's garbage that becomes good for us. CJG 2 years ago. The team isn't finished. Now, okay. I'm not happy with the CJG thing, but play safe.
Yeah.
Here you go, Jay.
Laughed at.
Matt chimed in here. It's over. You're cooked.
Cooked.
You're cooked.
Totally cooked.
I think and it's pretty evident, this is such a draft-heavy offseason. Like, there's a lot of reliance on the draft. There's a lot of thinking towards the draft. I mean, there's a lot of picks that have gone in a lot of directions, not just in the offseason, but just in general. I don't know. Again, not like gigantic splashes, I feel like.
I say,
but
I do like the moves the Broncos made. I really do. I like the Hufanga move. I like the Dre Greenlaw move. If they're healthy, then it's going to be really good, really good value for what they signed those guys to. I got to ask.
This offseason, and like you said, the Broncos, again, solid moves, but it's just like it's filling out the roster with better talent, not like let me get this big splash and like change the.
I don't even think they can make the big splash. They're still paying Russell Wilson a bunch of money too.
I'm saying I don't think any team's made a big splash necessarily. It's like
I don't know. This free agency class was just like meh. I've remember previous years where my jaw's on the floor.
There were so many overpaid because of that.
Yeah, it's true. It's interesting. The Patriots thing is interesting because it's something what we've never really seen the Patriots do, just because it's just never been the way, and even when it was slightly necessary, it never really was crazy like that. So it's like this is again some of the most we've seen the Patriots ever do in an offseason in a while. So, okay, cool. I don't know. The Bears bolstered up a little bit. Cool. It's it's a lot of filling out rosters, improving talent. That is what it is. I think there's definitely losers, but as far as winners
Well,
go,
let's talk about it. Who's the biggest loser here? I have to say the 49ers, man. Like, they released a lot of people, and that was just like one after the other. And they all got poached instantly. Once 4 o'clock hit today, like 3 of them instantly signed the deals. Like, it was just like, hey, out of there.
Because their big money things finally came home.
Yeah. When you talk about like end of an era kind of stuff, it's the Niners 100% right now. End of an era, end of all that team that was together doing the Super Bowl things and all that stuff.
Wide receiver one.
And they didn't.
Who, the
I was
Patriots?
convinced that you guys were going to go for Sweat, not Milton.
I mean, there's still time. The receivers are on the market. We'll see. I don't know. But I think the Niners, that's the biggest change in the whole free agency market. The biggest change, good or bad, I think, is the Niners. And an era, it's truly just the team we will see on the field this year is not going to be the Niners team that we've been seeing, that we know of, that's pretty outspoken, that's been to the Super Bowl. It's the biggest change.
Generally harp on the teams that have big holes and just stand pat. So it's every time.
Titans.
What are they going to do? They aren't going to go out and outspend anybody. The Packers every year do this. Like, you got guard, cool. O-lineman really wasn't your issue. Like, you have a committee of receivers. There were plenty of guys that you could have at least gotten aggressive for earlier, like T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
Again, there's still the receiver market. I'm not too.
They gave Godwin like $20 million over what the Buccaneers gave him.
That's funny.
I don't think anyone wants to pay the tax that Massachusetts has. I don't know if NFL players got to pay taxes.
He's saying Packers.
Oh.
But Patriots, certainly. But
the Patriots are just the SEC of hypothetical receivers we're going to get.
Sounds like the Jets to me.
Then there's Seattle, lost a decent amount. We'll see. That could go either way. There's the Texans, which Jake said before. I'm not.
I don't. Yeah, they're my clear loser to me.
I don't know what you're doing. You're leaning into losing for some reason.
I don't know how many draft picks they have, but it's definitely not enough first round picks to make this O-line competitive this season. And if this is your window. You have CJ Stroud on a rookie deal. You should be spending all of the money, not giving away some of your best players.
I agree. I don't know. And then they lost dudes in free agency too. It's not even like they're just giving away in the trades that they made, but they legitimately lost some dudes in free agency as well. I don't know.
What starters?
They lost Diggs. They lost some of the defense.
Diggs, I don't think they haven't lost. No one signed.
Well, it's valid, but I don't know. It's kind of just not what I was hoping.
Their guys, they've retained almost all of them. It's just that they out almost half their line.
Yeah. But their line wasn't that good, but still.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't afford to do it.
I think it's some harsh decisions, maybe based on just a kind of slump year. which none of us expected them to also happen next year. So I don't know.
Well,
And here, you guys want to go to this one here? Buy, sell, and hold. I mean, bring it back.
I like that.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Here we go. Let's fix some wording there. Here we go. Buy, sell, and hold, guys. Yeah. A lot of places we could go on this one. But hey, where do we want to go for a buy?
I think the clear. Never mind. I'm not gonna go first.
Man, okay, so I really do kind of want to buy the Vikings, other than the fact that I don't know what the heck their quarterback play could possibly be this year. Like, they've made some great moves, especially on the lines. I mean, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave. I mean, then you have the O lineman, and then they decisively kept Aaron Jones, right?
Yep, they signed him to a 2-year, $20 million deal.
So, like, they clearly have the path they want to go on, and like, I get that, but
See, the only buy I think that is actual buy and not a hold from
Yeah.
one day is Denver.
I agree.
They're leaning into the defense aspect and didn't really anything. Like I think that they're the only, to me, they're a clear buy.
It's hard to buy a team right now because, again, no big splashes, no game-changing stuff. I mean, it's all just kind of like, okay, all right, they did what they probably should have done. We'll see how the season goes. I mean, that's how it is for the Vikings, I think, because of the quarterback. That's how it is for Denver. Like, all right, will they do it again, but just with some better players? Yeah.
Buy the Jets. Woody Johnson sucks.
That's actually really funny. I don't know, man. Oh, the Jags are a loser too. I didn't think about that.
Oh, the Jets released C.J. Mosley. I didn't even know he was still in their contract.
That was kind of funny. Man, I don't know who to buy, dude. I really don't know who to buy.
I'm gonna just branch off of what you did, Jake. I'm just gonna buy in the Denver defense.
Yeah,
They did good things. Like I think they're the only ones that were just like across the board addressing some issues without going crazy and putting like that one piece in the puzzle in the short time that we've already done. Like, see what they do in the draft. I guess we'll do one of these at the end of when the offseason kind of, or when we do this.
The day before the draft.
Well, what do you mean?
yeah. Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. What about sells? Who do we want to sell on here? Can I go first?
Can I just say something real quick?
What?
CBS has an article of their winners and losers, and they're all teams. And then for one of the winners, they have Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is
Well,
the big one.
he is the biggest winner.
Daniel
No,
Jones is
it's true.
absolutely the big winner.
It's so funny. Yeah, go Will.
Sells. I want to sell off on the Niners. I want to sell off on them. I think it might be the end of the ship there for San Fran. And I want to sell off on X. I got to sell it off 5 times because it literally was not working 5 times on Monday. And I think it ruined free agency for everyone. So I'm going to sell off 5 X's.
Got hacked by Ukraine, damn it.
Did the NFL break Twitter, or usually Twitter breaks the NFL.
Well, Elon broke Twitter. But yeah,
They claimed
being able to having to watch network and wait for news to actually drop was an interesting twist here in 2025. Unfortunately, MySpace didn't really have the news there, so you couldn't really pick up, a different platform and try finding anything.
Did you check? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's a dead platform, so
Was it dead?
I should have went to Threads.
I checked out there for a minute.
You should have with the Threads is kind of nuts, to be honest.
I should have checked out Threads. I could have kept up with my news there. But yes, 49ers and X.
Tom has always got your back. No, I'm saying the Packers lose because every year you stand pat and the division's just getting better.
It's kind of true.
They're too busy trying to ban the tush push bums.
I mean, I have to sell the Niners. I think going to be a bottom team for a while, and I think it's going to be even to cut Kyle Juszczyk is kind of nuts.
That was the big sign to me that they're like,
It's over.
it's over.
Yeah, I agree.
Anthony came in here and says, "I hate being a Cowboys fan," and that reminds me, I got my third sell, which is the Elam trade that Dallas did. I don't know why they picked up the worst cornerback in NFL history in a trade. Like that wasn't even worth it.
I just I don't know. It's funny that the Niners gave up the year after they like signed after the whole Ayuk thing. They signed him, and then it's like, oh, actually, Brandon Ayuk, it's over. You got in. You're just stuck here now. Like this is it. I guarantee you, Ayuk does not play on that team for 2 more years. It's going to be an issue.
Hey, they do still have a really good 3 core there: Ayuk, Jennings, and Pearsall.
I don't know. Chris McCaffrey's still there, so that's cool. And they still have an O-line, yeah, I guess. But like, what were they known for? They were known for that defense being legit, and they lost.
And hey, listen, when Salah was there during COVID and everyone else blew out their ACL or tore, their triceps and biceps, he brought all these like second stringers and still made a top 5 defense. So
yeah,
I have a lot of faith in Salah still. I think he could still get the ship going right for San Francisco, but obviously losing out on 15 pieces of the team, everyone going their separate ways. So hey, just got to see what they do for the rest of free agency, which guys are going to bring in on low dollar salary and the draft.
I gotta sell out on the freaking Colts too, dude. I don't know why. I can't. Why everyone has them as a winner that which I don't understand even.
It's just the defense, man. You got Bynum, you got Travarius Ward. Like their secondary at one point last year had 4 active cornerbacks. It was terrible.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
know.
4 active corners and 3 active safeties. Now you at least bring in viable starters to where you can push some of those guys into the depth pieces. I think it's a win. The Colts defense was a winner. Daniel Jones was the robber of free agency.
But what's their offense? It's cool that their defense might be good, but what's their offense going to be when it's going to be like every other week? Are we going to see the other quarterback, and then they're going to spend this whole season?
I can't wait for a read option play. Anthony Richardson fakes a handoff to Daniel Jones. It's going to be like the Jets offense with Tebow with special packages.
Yeah,
I am so amped for this. I am so amped.
I don't know. Zach Pascal's not on the team anymore. Did they make a wide receiver signing? I don't think they did, right? So it's it's just offense is the same thing.
No, they're just cooked because they decided they want to get the fun pick in Richardson. So they're going to be cooked until they decide that this is not until they move away.
I feel like there's still so much to figure out for them on offense. They don't have an entity. It's just like, here we go. The 3rd season of trying this out. And then our backup is the guy that's like was being tried out for 7 years on this other team. And not one time did it really work.
Well, it's what Richardson is. So they're going to keep trying him out. Like, oh, is this the year he breaks out? Is this the year he breaks out?
Yeah, literally could be just that. I don't know.
And what about holds? My hold is the lack of wow power of this free agency. Obviously, there were some trades, but other than that, you wake up in the middle of the night, you check your phone. I'm used to seeing at least a free agent signing or 2 at like 3 a.m. Nothing this year. Very lackluster.
For old guys. So
yeah, literally
didn't expect this.
Yeah, I mean, my holds are the teams like the Bears. All right, you did what you needed to do, but you were bad. Are you going to get that much better? Or the Patriots. Vrabel came in, and I trust him. And if he's doing what he likes to do and wants to do, cool. We were bad. Are we going to be legitimately better because of it? Like it's all those fringe teams that were bad did some of the right things that they think are the right things. Will that pan out? That's That's like this whole free agency in a nutshell. I think honestly, is the teams did the team what the Bengals should have done and didn't do. Of the all right, here's our issues. Let's get some of these guys and fix it. But as fans and as anyone analyzing it, we'll win out. Only time will tell. Obviously, we'll see next season. But there's a lot of just that this season, and that's just kind of what it is. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Patriots, Bears. We'll see.
Eagles.
I think they're fine.
Because the only going into this free agency, the only player you absolutely had to resign was Vaughn.
Yeah,
that was it.
Did they resign him?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they
So I'm
did.
happy.
Yeah,
I don't care what they do.
it's valid. AJ Dillon's
They're
cool.
never players in free agency. They don't care. They draft everybody. Draft the corner, draft another defensive end, get a safety, be fine.
All that's really left there, other than some receivers, is depth, and some of these like other kind of linebackers. But even then, so that's just kind of, I think, just where we're at this point. Draft is the future.
Yeah, the draft is the future, and that will be our next show. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. You can find us on all the great platforms: YouTube for the Fan Network, TikTok for the Fan Network, X for the Fan _ and Instagram for the Fan Football. Yeah. I got nothing else. You guys got anything?
No, just nothing but just setting up for what the draft is. Like I think it's a better draft. People say there's no like
Good player.
elite player besides Abdul Carter. But like you're gonna.
Oh no, Abdul! Why you have the gas mask out? You're gonna fall to 32. Oh no!
But you're gonna find like day one starters up until like the third round. It's gonna be good for a lot of people.
And then that means there's going to be dudes that just musically stand out.
And there's a ton. I mean, a ton of defensive tackles, like D linemen, trench guys. Ton of running backs too.
It's everyone is. This is really super focused on the draft season. It's kind of nuts. Like free agency wasn't even really exciting. Honestly, I didn't even see that many posts about it, like of anything special. It's kind of just like boom, like sights on the draft. I think that's kind of just what it is. That's what everyone's excited for. There's a lot of questions to be answered.
Cam Ward is elite at quitting on his team midway through the Pop-Tart Bowl. That's what he's elite at.
I don't remember that. I don't remember Cam Ward quitting.
You were watching
You were intent on that game.
a different.
I was too intently trying to focus on my fantasy championship there.
That's also true.
He'll be a bust. He'll be fine.
But yes, check us out next time. We'll be live at for the draft, and then we also got the March Madness bracket, which I'll be posting on various social media platforms. So yes, we have that. So yeah, everyone tune in, have a great day, and go team, go.